What you need to know about your options if a Social Security judge rules against you and taking an appeal to the Appeals Council. Look, I know that you have waited forever and are just incredibly upset that a judge ruled against you and said that you were not entitled to your Social Security disability benefits. And it's one of the worst phone calls I have to make to a client and tell them that we lost and discussed with them their options. So what's next? You've got three options. One is to give up, which generally I'm not in favor of. Two, file a new application based on the date of the denial order and give up your past benefits. And number three, file an appeal with the Appeals Council. Now, there are reasons to pick each one of these, but I want to talk about the Appeals Council stage. You've got 60 days after an unfavorable decision to file an appeal with the Appeals Council. And the Appeals Council is part of the Office of Hearings Operations, and it's in Falls Church, Virginia. The judges at the Appeals Council have two jobs. First is to determine if the unfavorable decision is legally correct, and if so, determine if the unfavorable decision is supported by substantial evidence. It's called legal error. Now, I will tell you I often disagree with judges on the basis of their denial, but just because I disagree doesn't mean that there is a legally wrong reason for taking an appeal. Now, one of the things that we can potentially appeal is how the judge conducted the hearing. Secondly, did the judge apply the right legal standard when evaluating your credibility? Did the judge apply the right legal standard when evaluating the medical opinions? Did the judge apply the right legal standard when evaluating the vocational opinions? And if I find that there is a legal error, I'm then going to ask, well, is this supported by substantial evidence? And that means that the decision was based on material that's in your file, but that there's also a connection between the evidence that they're relying on in denying the claim and their reasoning in reaching the conclusion. In other words, 1 + 1 has to equal 2 and not 3. If you have any questions about whether you should be taking an appeal to the Appeals Council, certainly you should be consulting with your lawyer, the lawyer who represented you, and certainly potentially getting a second opinion. Now, I will tell you straight out, unless we've handled the case, we aren't going to handle an appeal at the Appeals Council, because I'm not going to be dealing with the mistakes that other lawyers make. But you need to understand what your options are so that you can have a thorough discussion with your attorney about your options. Give them a call. If you have any questions, they're the people to help you if you are faced with taking an appeal to the Appeals Council.